Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will dive deep into the swirling chaos of secrets, betrayals, and high-stakes rescues unfolding in Port Charles and beyond. Let's start with the ever-complicated world of Alexis Davis, who's juggling more hidden truths than a vault in a spy thriller. These days, she's not just a sharp lawyer, but a keeper of explosive revelations that could shatter lives. Remember how she ended up with Rick Lansing bound and silenced in her basement after Ava Jerome delivered that unexpected blow to his head? It's a scene straight out of a noir film, with Alexis desperately trying to contain the fallout. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. She's also harboring the shocking knowledge that her daughter Christina tampered with Rick's car brakes in a fit of rage, a move that could land Christina in serious legal hot water if it ever sees the light of day. Adding to the pile, Alexis is entangled in her own web of financial misdeeds, having siphoned funds from the Casadini estate under duress from blackmailers like Rick and Ava, who seem to thrive on exploiting vulnerabilities. And let's not forget the lingering questions about Drew Kane's mysterious shooting. Alexis might be holding onto crucial details about that fateful night, perhaps even witnessing something she shouldn't have. The Port Charles Police Department has her pegged as a prime suspect, as glimpsed in the latest previews, with interrogations looming like storm clouds. So, when spoilers hint that Alexis says too much on Wednesday, September 10, 2025, it raises eyebrows. Is she cracking under pressure, daring a grueling police questioning about the shooting, accidentally spilling beans on Drew's fate? Or could this verbal slip tie into one of her other buried secrets, like the basement hostage situation or the embezzlement scandal? Imagine the tension in the interrogation room, with detectives pressing hard, and Alexis's words tumbling out in a moment of panic, potentially unraveling her carefully constructed facade. We've seen Alexis navigate crises before, but this avalanche of secrets might be her undoing, forcing her to confront the consequences of her choices in ways that ripple through her family and the entire town. Shifting gears to Portia Robinson, whose life has become a whirlwind of deception and impulsive decisions that keep fans on the edge of their seats. Portia's been stirring up endless drama with her elaborate lies, cunning schemes that have fractured alliances, and even the heartbreaking end of her marriage, all while embarking on a steamy affair with the enigmatic Isaiah. It's like watching a chess master play a dangerous game. But now the tables are turning in her favor, so the spoilers suggest. On this pivotal Wednesday episode, Portia is poised to flip the script on someone who's been a thorn in her side. Who could it be? Speculation points to Jacinda, the sly escort she and Nina Reeves roped into their plot to drug Drew Kane, a desperate bid to manipulate events in their twisted favor. Jacinda's recent return to Port Charles, demanding more hush money with a smug grin, has only heightened the stakes, turning what was supposed to be a one-off arrangement into a potential blackmail nightmare. Picture Portia, cornered but resourceful, devising a clever countertrick of gathering evidence of Jacinda's own shady dealings, or enlisting an unlikely ally to expose her greed. This move could be Portia's way of reclaiming control, especially after the chaos of her personal life, including heated confrontations and whispered betrayals that have left her isolated. But will this turnaround come at a cost? In the invented layers of this storyline, we can envision Portia reflecting on her affair with Isaiah as a catalyst for her newfound boldness, drawing strength from their forbidden connection to outmaneuver her enemies. The drama escalates as Portia's actions intersect with the broader mysteries in town, potentially linking back to Drew's shooting and the web of alibis that everyone seems desperate to secure. Meanwhile, across the ocean in the shadowy underbelly of Croatia, Britt Westbourne finds herself in a race against time, her every move fraught with peril. She's been on a mission to aid Jocelyn Jacks and the mysterious Vaughn, navigating a labyrinth of dangers that test her limits as a doctor and a survivor. But Pascal, that unpredictable wildcard, has spiraled completely out of control, his erratic behavior turning the situation into a powder keg ready to explode. Back at the Secret of Five Poppies compound, Jason Morgan has re-emerged like a guardian shadow, fully geared up to extract Britt the moment she signals for help. The air is thick with urgency. It's clear that Britt's window for escape is slamming shut, with threats closing in from all sides. Will she finally give Jason the green light to swoop in, using his trademark stealth and determination to pull off a daring rescue? More crucially, in this expanded narrative, we can imagine Britt grappling with an internal dilemma. Does she confide in Jason about Jocelyn's involvement, revealing how the young woman's impulsive decisions led them into this mess? perhaps even sharing invented details like a hidden artifact Jocelyn discovered. That could change everything? Jason's loyalty to those he protects is unwavering, but adding Joss to the equation might complicate the extraction, forcing him to improvise under fire. This Croatian escapade adds a thrilling international flavor to General Hospital, blending high-octane action with emotional depth as Britt weighs her options amid the chaos, her medical expertise clashing with the raw survival instincts needed to outwit Pascal's growing madness. Back in Port Charles, Michael Corinthos is turning to trusted allies in his quest for answers, specifically enlisting Curtis Ashford's help on this eventful Wednesday. This plea likely revolves around tracking down the elusive Jacinda, whose whereabouts could be key to Michael's predicament. On the night of Drew's shooting, Michael shared a tense conversation with her, details of which might provide a rock-solid alibi to clear his name from any suspicion. With Jacinda slinking back into town, her presence is like a hidden ace up the sleeve. But locating her won't be straightforward. Does Curtis even have the intel on her return? He might need to tap into his network of contacts, perhaps drawing on his private investigator background to dig deeper, uncovering leads that Michael couldn't access alone. In our creatively expanded take, envision Michael confiding in Curtis about the emotional toll of the shooting investigation, revealing how it's straining his relationships and fueling his determination to prove his innocence. Curtis, ever the steadfast friend, could hesitate at first, weighing his own recent troubles, but ultimately steps up, adding layers of brotherhood and loyalty to the mix. This alliance might unearth more than just Jacinda's location perhaps, surprising connections to other scandals, like the drugging plot or even hints at who really pulled the trigger on Drew. Finally, let's not overlook Lulu Spencer, whose journalistic instincts are firing on all cylinders amid the Drew Kane shooting coverage. She's been digging into the story with relentless drive, but complications arise when Martin Gray urges her to blow the lid off Drew's alleged involvement in framing Stella Henry for insurance fraud, a juicy scandal that could make headlines, but at what personal cost? When spoilers tease that Lulu faces a big decision, it begs the question, is this crossroads professional? Like choosing whether to publish a potentially libelous expose that could boost her career, or destroy reputations? Or does it veer into the personal realm, perhaps tied to her family's tangled history with the Casadinis or her own moral compass? In this detailed reimagining, we can picture Lulu poring over documents late into the night, wrestling with invented ethical dilemmas, such as anonymous tips that implicate loved ones or the temptation to protect Stella, a pillar of the community. Her choice could redefine her role in Port Charles, balancing ambition with integrity in a town where secrets are currency. Next, we will learn about the shocking resurrection of Dr. Britt Westbourne, the growing mystery around Jocelyn and Vaughn's clandestine WSB mission, and the ripple effect this twist will unleash across Port Charles. From heroic farewell to impossible return, Britt's 2023 exit was unforgettable, wounded, bleeding, yet still lunging in front of the hook to save Jocelyn's life. That sacrifice painted her redemption arc in bold colors, leaving fans convinced her story had reached a bittersweet but final conclusion. Fast forward to 2025 and the impossible has happened. Britt is alive, very much herself, and once again knee-deep in chaos. Her reappearance rewrites every assumption about that fateful night on the pier, raising immediate questions about who spirited her away, why a death certificate was filed, and who benefits from keeping a world-class doctor's survival under wraps. The secret war Jocelyn never meant to start. Britt's revival is entwined with Jocelyn Jacks and Vaughn V.J. Adler, the graduate student turned WSB proch, whose breakthrough in encrypted data mining accidentally exposed a rogue faction within the spy agency. Joss and VJ infiltrated a black site bunker in Sicily to retrieve an algorithm capable of unmasking double agents. Instead, they triggered a kill order, forcing them into a frantic escape that ended at a forgotten safe house called Five Poppies. Inside that abandoned coastal lab, they discovered Britt weak, confused, and guarded by WSB operatives who claimed she was critical leverage. No one knows whether Britt is leverage against Jason, against Liesel Obrecht, or against a much larger target. But the WSB's interest makes one thing clear: the doctor's survival is no accident. Jason Morgan Ray enters the arena. Word of Britt's captivity reached Jason through a scrambled call Joss managed to place. Using VJ's prototype frequency hopper, the September 8th episode shows Jason crashing through the laboratory's reinforced hatch moments. Before an alarm detonates the building's lockdown protocol, his instincts are pure muscle memory. Secure Britt, extract Joss, neutralize hostiles. Yet the real drama is emotional. Jason's unspoken guilt over abandoning Britt in 2021 collides with the raw relief of seeing her heartbeat flash across a portable monitor. For soap historians, the scene also serves as poetic symmetry. Jason first rescued Britt from the Casadini dungeon a decade ago, and now he's racing time to free her from an even murkier prison. Kelly Thibault on reclaiming Britt. In interviews, Thibault revealed that signing on again required certainty she would not be reduced to an evil twin gimmick. She insisted instead on a human explanation for Britt's survival, grounded in medical plausibility and anchored in character growth. Off-screen, she studied advances in hypothermic preservation, experimental stem cell clotting, and microfoam wound sealants, weaving those elements into Britt's survival story so fans would hear scientific jargon that actually tracks. Thibault also fought to keep Britt's signature bite. Spikiness, she calls it, sarcasm delivered with a scalpel-sharp grin. Viewers will notice she still eviscerates incompetence with a single raised brow. But now that edge is tempered by empathy earned from facing mortality. The bridge to point zero when sarcasm meets salvation. Writers are threading a delicate needle. Allow Britt to reclaim her unapologetic swagger, without erasing the soul-searching she did while dying. Early scripts show her barking orders at a panicked surgical resident, only to slip outside the OR and silently journal about the fragility of second chances. In one riveting confrontation, she all but accuses Epiphany of going soft, then secretly donates plasma for a patient. Epiphany has been championing this duality, positions Britt as a wild-card hero, capable of alienating allies at breakfast and saving them by lunch. How did she cheat death? Teasers promise that upcoming scenes with Liesl Obrecht will unveil a rescue plan, codenamed Nightingale Protocol, after Britt collapsed on the pier. Liesl allegedly convinced a disgraced biotech startup partially funded by Victor Casadin's offshore Kunsto place her daughter in suspended animation, using a cryogenic stasis gel enriched with synthetic antivenom. By simulating deep hypothermia, surgeons bought 72 hours to repair catastrophic liver trauma, then inserted a nanofilm stent coated in regenerative peptides. The WSB intercepted the medevac, deemed the technology classified, and whisked Britt to the Sicilian outpost for research under protective custody. The reveal will be delivered in fragmented flashbacks, Liesl screaming at agents, Victor dictating hush money transfers, and Britt flatlining twice before the prototype stabilizer pulses her heart back to rhythm. The shadow boss pulling strings. Spoilers hint that the mastermind behind Britt's detention answers to the codename Helios, a shadow operative obsessed with eradicating all traces of Casadini bioweapons research. Helios reportedly believes Britt's surgical genius can recreate a serum lost when Mikos Casadin's original notes burned during the Haunted Star explosion. Whether Helios is an overzealous patriot or a front for a criminal syndicate remains deliberately ambiguous, setting the stage for a season-long mystery that drags in Valentin, Anna, and possibly an imprisoned Nicholas. Expect cryptic dossiers, encrypted thumb drives, and one jaw-dropping reveal when Helios finally speaks through a voice modulator. In late November sweeps, new stakes for Port Charles power players. Britt's return destabilizes several relationships. Nina Reeves panics if Britt remembers the hidden lab where Nell's DNA was stored. Nina's tenuous marriage to Sonny could implode. Elizabeth Weber feels outflanked. She spent months rehabilitating her reputation, only for Britt to stroll back and reclaim Topo. Our scheduling. Cyrus Renault sees opportunity. A Phoenix-like doctor with insider WSB knowledge is catnip for a black market pharmaceutical kingpin. Cyrus already dispatched a chaplain to offer spiritual counsel, his code for a recruitment pitch. Jocelyn and VJ on the run, while Jason ferries Britt toward a safe harbor. Joss and VJ dodge WSB trackers through coastal Italy. In an invented but plausible twist, VJ cracks a stolen satellite phone and discovers a list of operatives embedded in Port Charles. He emails the intel to Trina Robinson, trusting her investigative instincts. Trina's decision to involve Spencer or keep silent could dictate whether campus security footage pinning Joss at the Five Poppies is destroyed or leaked to federal prosecutors. Britt and Jason, unfinished symphony. Viewers clamored for brass enclosure for years ago. Now the writers appear ready to oblige. Scripts reportedly outline a slow-burn reunion, trust exercises during clandestine hospital checkups, shared late-night coffee where they confess nightmares, a midwinter cabin stakeout where they almost kiss until gunfire shatters the moment. Thibault has lobbied for equal agency, ensuring Britt rescues Jason as often as he rescues her. An example surfaces in episode 12 of this arc, when Britt hacks a biometric lock using improvised ECG leads, freeing Jason from an armored van before it plunges into the Charles River. Looking forward, what could possibly go wrong? Sam McCall and Carly Spencer must reconcile seeing Jason gravitate back to Britt. Emotional shockwaves will test their co-parenting alliance. Victor's hidden accounts funding Nightingale Protocol may trigger an IRS investigation that entangles Spencer and instructs Laura to broker yet another uneasy truce. The experimental cryogel inside Britt might degrade, threatening her life unless a stolen antidote is recovered from an auction in Marrakesh, an exotic remote that sets the stage for February sweeps. Britt Westbourne's revival is more than a nostalgic callback. It's a narrative engine promising espionage, medical marvels, and tangled romance. As the pieces move, Joss on the run, Jason torn between past and present, and Port Charles bracing for the Helios reveal, fans can expect a relentless blend of heart and high stakes. Next, we will learn about the thrilling comeback of Valentin Casadini and what it could mean for his fiery romance with Anna Devane. Oh, the excitement is palpable in the world of Port Charles as whispers of Valentin Casadini's imminent return swirl through the grapevine. Fans have been on the edge of their seats ever since that heartbreaking farewell scene, and now it seems the charismatic villain turned anti-hero is poised to shake things up once more. Imagine the drama unfolding as Valentin steps back into the spotlight, his piercing gaze and cunning mind ready to reclaim his place in the chaotic tapestry of General Hospital. This isn't just a simple reappearance. It's a potential game-changer that could reignite old flames and spark new conflicts. With the show's history of shocking twists, Valentin's comeback feels like the perfect storm brewing, especially considering his deep-rooted connections and unresolved grudges. Viewers are already buzzing on social media, sharing fan art and theories about how his presence will alter the dynamics in town. Could this be the moment where past mistakes are forgiven? Or will it lead to even more heartbreak? As we dive deeper, let's explore the layers of this anticipated return and what it holds for the beloved characters we've followed for so long. Reflecting on that poignant goodbye, Valentin's departure to Steinmauer prison left a void in the hearts of many. Handcuffed and defiant, he locked eyes with Anna, uttering those haunting words, "Till next time," which now echo like a promise fulfilled. But prison walls couldn't contain a man like Valentin. Forever rumors suggest a daring escape, or perhaps a mysterious pardon orchestrated by shadowy allies. Upon his return, his focus sharpens on family ties, with his daughter Charlotte topping the list of priorities. Sweet, spirited Charlotte, who has been mysteriously absent from the screen, is set to make her own splashy comeback. Her mother Lulu has barely mentioned her in recent episodes, leaving fans puzzled about her whereabouts. Maybe she's been at a prestigious boarding school in Europe, honing her Casadini cunning, or perhaps dealing with her own secret struggles. Valentin, ever the protective father, will undoubtedly swoop in to shield her from the dangers lurking in Port Charles, perhaps enrolling her in local activities to rebuild their bond. This father-daughter reunion could introduce fresh storylines, like Charlotte discovering hidden family secrets or forming unexpected alliances with other young characters. And let's not forget the undercurrent of tension Valentin's return might force him to confront. How his absence has affected Charlotte's growth, adding emotional depth to their interactions. Beyond family matters, Valentin's agenda includes a burning quest for vengeance against Jack Brennan, the former confidant who morphed into a bitter foe. Their alliance crumbled amid betrayals and power plays, culminating in Valentin's ill-fated attempt to eliminate Brennan during the explosive Pikeman saga. Now, with freedom in sight, Valentin could plot a sophisticated revenge scheme, perhaps involving corporate espionage or enlisting unlikely helpers from the underworld. Fans are thrilled at the prospect of seeing James Patrick Stewart reprise his role, his portrayal of Valentin's suave yet sinister charm always stealing the show. Stewart's nuanced performance has made Valentin a fan favorite, blending vulnerability with villainy in ways that keep audiences hooked. Imagine the intense confrontations ahead. Brennan, with his own web of secrets, might counter with alliances from the WSB, turning this rivalry into a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game. This plot thread promises edge-of-your-seat moments, where loyalties are tested and old wounds are ripped open, reminding us why General Hospital excels at intricate vendettas. Shifting our gaze to the heart of the matter, the epic love story between Anna Devane and Valentin Casadini. Their history is a labyrinth of passion, deception, and redemption. dating back to their formative years in the World Security Bureau. Picture a young Anna, entangled in espionage, only for her identical twin Alex to weave a web of lies that convinced Valentin of Anna's betrayal. That seed of doubt festered for decades, until fate reunited them in the bustling streets of Port Charles. What started as wary encounters blossomed into a profound romance, marked by stolen moments and shared dangers. Their journey has been a roller coaster, confessions under starry skies, brutal arguments in hidden safehouses, and everything in between. Valentin's complexity shines here. He's a man who pours his soul into those he loves, yet his shadowy impulses often lead him astray. The Pikeman scandal, with its web of international intrigue and assassination attempts, was the breaking point, severing their bond and landing him behind bars. But love like theirs doesn't fade easily. Anna, now navigating life as a single woman, might still harbor those intense feelings, dreaming of what could have been. Yet, as thrilling as a reunion sounds, it's fraught with obstacles that could shatter their fragile connection. Anna's role as police commissioner places her firmly on the side of justice, a position that demands unwavering integrity. If Valentin's return involves breaking out of prison, perhaps with the help of a rogue operative, or a forged document that would pit them against each other in a moral showdown, envision the tension. Anna torn between her duty to uphold the law and the magnetic pull of her ex-lover, leading to clandestine meetings in dimly lit alleys or heated debates in her office. This conflict could explore themes of forgiveness and redemption, with Anna grappling with her own past as a spy. Maybe she'll uncover evidence that Valentin was framed in the Pikeman affair, or perhaps a new threat forces them to team up covertly. The complications extend to their social circles. Friends like Sonny Corinthos might warn Anna away, while Valentin's Casadini heritage brings familial pressures. It's a recipe for dramatic irony, where love and law collide, potentially leading to Anna bending rules she's sworn to protect. Delving deeper into Valentin's character, we see a man shaped by tragedy and ambition. Born into the infamous Casadini lineage, he's no stranger to power struggles and moral ambiguity. His dark side, often manifesting in ruthless decisions, has both endangered and protected those close to him. Remember his involvement in genetic experiments or corporate takeovers? These elements add layers to his persona, making his return all the more intriguing. Fans speculate he might arrive with a reformed outlook, seeking therapy or mentorship to curb his impulses, or perhaps double down on his scheming ways. Charlotte's influence could be pivotal here, grounding him in paternal responsibilities and steering him toward heroism. The show's writers have a golden opportunity to evolve Valentin, perhaps introducing new backstories like a long-lost sibling or a hidden fortune that funds his endeavors. As for Anna, her single status opens doors to self-reflection and new adventures. Since Valentin's imprisonment, she's thrown herself into her commissioner duties, tackling cases with her signature blend of intelligence and grit. But beneath that professional facade, loneliness might linger. Nights spent poring over old photos or confiding in friends like Felicia about her lingering affections. A reunion could reignite their chemistry, leading to passionate reconciliations or devastating betrayals. Imagine a storyline where they go undercover together, blending romance with high-octane action, or one where Anna must arrest him, only to orchestrate his escape later. The possibilities are endless, fueling fan forums with debates on whether their love can withstand the test of time.